Make it light, make it simple, make it work. And that's kind of been the inspiration for building a lightweight mountain sled.
You need to get out on the product, ride the product, understand the product, in order to be able to design the product and make it better.
Customers' expectations are what inspires us. The way you make something feel right is you go ride it. And that's the best part of our job.
My favorite type of riding terrain is riding in the mountains.
I primarily like, just boondocking, going through the trees.
Steep, thick, difficult woods riding is what I like to do.
Just picking your way from mountaintop to mountaintop.
At the end of the day, you get to the top and you turn around and look back and it's like, I climbed that.
It's about passion, it's about the experience, it's about the ride.
We spend years riding versions of the new Pro Ride RMK, and we spend time in design working through lots of different methods of FEA as we design new parts. And we do a lot of destructive testing in the lab to find out where the limits of our parts are, and then go from there to field testing.
The reason we need to test out in the mountains is because this is where our customers are at. And if we're not feeling the same things our mountain customers are feeling, we can't translate those decisions that we need to make into the product.
The new Liberty Cleanfire 800 runs great.
It's all there. From the bottom to the top, it's all there. It's crisp.
It's strong, it's responsive, climbs well, maintains RPM well.
When you're going up through the trees and you need to pull up and go up into a steep section, the torque is there to pull you up the hill.
Our goals are if you touch a part, it needs to be lighter weight, just as durable, if not stronger.
To deliver 40 pounds of weight reduction in one model year, you look at every area like this that you can and remove material.
But you don't want to sacrifice strength for lightness, so that was our challenge building the new Pro Ride RMK. Head to toe, if you look at the sled, almost everything has been touched that could be touched to save weight. New geometry on the spindle, and also substantially lighter than last year's spindle. The brake system, we have a brake caliper that's specific to the RMK that's lighter than a model year 10. The cast aluminum bulkhead that's substantially lighter. If you look under here, you'll see aluminum overstructure, an aluminum side tube that's actually stronger and lighter than our previous steel running board tubes. Replace steel with aluminum on the seat support. Very little steel left on these Pro Ride RMKs. We worked hard on front suspension geometry to lower steering effort, so when the rider has a given amount of input, the sled responds better to it.
The difference on the Model 11 front end to the Model Year 10 front end is mainly the shocks and the spindles.
We've gone away from air shocks. You're able to control your compression, your damping better, and the more aggressively you ride the vehicle, the more consistent and stable it will maintain.
The rear suspension on a mountain sled is kind of the heart of the mountain sled. That's what makes it perform and do what a sled needs to do.
We changed the style of suspension to a coilover based rail.
One of the other big things that comes with a coilover is weight reduction.
2 pull rods were eliminated to 1 pull rod. A cross shaft was eliminated. Track shot boot was eliminated because what we've done is gone to a spread wedge spring design that allows the snow to squirt out instead of being packed in place. What the customer wants is what drives this vehicle. The customer wants higher up the hill. The customer doesn't want to be beat up on the trail getting to where he's going.
The nimbleness of the sled comes from the balance, comes from the ergonomics.
We didn't want to change the way our sleds felt to the rider. We believe we have a very balanced, very good ergonomic package on our current IQ RMKs. We wanted to carry that into our new one. If you look at our competitors, they don't necessarily think about their mountain rider when they're setting up the ergonomic package because they can use a lot of the same parts on their trail sleds or touring sleds or mountain sleds, where we specifically build purpose-built mountain sleds with ergonomic packages that meet our mountain riders' needs. You want running boards that clean out easily, that have lots of traction, so when you put your foot down, you know you have a positive foothold on the sled and the sled reacts to what you're trying to make it do. And you gotta have clean running boards for that to work. And a snowmobile stiffness is responsiveness. When you look at the design of the bulkhead and you look at the design of the overstructure and you look at the design of the steering system and you look at the design of the tunnel, you need all that to tie together to make the whole system stiffer. When you make the chassis stiff, it becomes automatically more responsive to everything that you want it to do and more controlled to the outside inputs that the chassis is getting.
When you get off trail, it's not so much driving a sled as it is controlling the sled. It's to get the person in the right spot on the vehicle to control the vehicle.
A big part of the ergonomic package on a mountain sled is balance. So you want the rider in the right place on the sled when the handlebars and your feet and your hands and your body position have the most control over the sled.
Toe stops control how far your feet can go forward. The handlebars control where your upper body is going to be in relation. And then it's up to the operator to control his foot placement back the running board.
We're introducing the new carbon fiber rear bumper tube.
If you look at the snow flap and the bumper, the combination was made so if you do get stuck and your snow flap's pinned against the snow, you can still get your hand around the bumper.
If you get stuck.
We spend years working on things like feel to make a sled fun and respond and instinctive to the rider.
It doesn't seem like a big change, but it feels like an enormous change.
The limits of what anything that we or our competition have had over the years have been pushed substantially further out with this new vehicle. When you can go to production with something brand new and you know that it's just going to floor people when they get out and ride it, there's a lot of pride there.
There's nothing better than from start to finish, to working from a piece of paper, to working with the customer, watching them have fun. There's nothing better than that.